Hey followers, this is your boy movie maker Doug 55. This next video that I'm going to show you was filmed on July 1st of 2020, and I want to thank God for letting me do this interview. I interviewed the producer of the animated movie The Prince of Egypt, which I personally feel is the greatest religious film of all time. I'm very grateful that I got to do it. It had such an impact on me growing up. And this was an interview that I'm very proud of. It feels very good to do it. It was a dream come true. So I want to say a quick prayer to God, thanking Him for letting me do this interview. Dear God in heaven, I thank you for letting me interview Penney Finkleman-Cox. It means a lot to me, and I'm very grateful. Thank you so much, Lord. And I'll keep using advantage of my Christianity to continue achieving what you want me to achieve, Lord. And I pray this all in your Son, Jesus' holy and heavenly name. Amen. Alright, followers, I'm about to do one of the biggest interviews of my career. The producer of The Prince of Egypt.
Hello.
Hey, Penny.
Hi, how are you?
I'm doing good. How are you?
Good.
How are
Good.
you?
You're all safe and not exposed.
Yeah, I was going to ask you the same thing. How are
Yeah.
you doing with this whole virus thing?
Well, my family is clean, so at least I have my family with me. And I miss my friends, but that's the way it is right now.
Yep. And I'm doing good in this whole virus thing as well. Earlier this year, I gave up a long-time addiction to soda, and I've lost a tremendous amount of weight, and I think that that's helped me as far as not getting the virus.
That's interesting. I mean, there's all kinds of theories, and I'm a very healthy eater, so, but that's interesting that you made that kind of move.
Yeah, it was a tough move, because it got to the point where soda was messing with my mind in the evenings. Yeah.
Oh, well.
Yep, but I've been sober, as I call it now, for 4 months, which is longer than I've been without it, so I'm pretty proud of it. So yeah, it means an awful lot to me to be chatting with you. I thought I'd tell you a little bit about myself, but I have Asperger's disorder, and it hasn't prevented me from achieving things.
I had a friend whose son had Asperger's, so I'm not unfamiliar.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And
So,
I also want to say that your film, The Prince of Egypt, had such a big impact on my Christianity.
yeah, that's what she said. It taught me a lot about religion in general.
Yeah, for sure. And you partly inspired me to write my own screenplay based on Moses when I was in high school. And I even published it.
Really? Did you self-publish?
Yeah, I did. It was a NaNoWriMo project, which is National Novel Writing Month.
Oh, nice.
And I was the only person in my high school to succeed in the 50,000 word goal.
Huh. Oh, that's great. What do you do for a living? Do you write?
Yep, I write, I screenwrite, and I YouTube, and I currently live at home with my legal guardian.
Great.
Yeah, my mother.
Well, my family's very close. My sons are here all the time, which I really appreciate. My daughter went away to school, but my sons are both here. So
Yeah.
I'm really happy about that.
I'm glad to hear that you're doing well in this whole thing because, it's a tough time that America is going through. Yeah.
Yeah, no, it's very hard.
Yeah, but I've been saying prayers for everybody that I know, that they'll get through it. Yeah. So I have a list of questions about the Prince of Egypt, and hopefully you have the answer for them.
Go for it.
So, where are you originally from?
Originally from Philadelphia.
Ah, nice. I've always wanted to go there. Yeah.
And then I moved to New York. I went to school in New York and stayed for a long time until I had to come out here to do a movie. So
That's good. I'm originally from Estes Park, Colorado.
oh, that's a very different start. Yeah.
Yeah, it's the headquarters of the Rocky Mountain National Park. Yeah. What made you decide to go into the film industry?
To be really honest, it was kind of decided for me. I was working in the performing arts, and there was no money, and so somebody said, "Well, why don't you try working in film? You can at least make a living," and I did.
Pretty cool. That's good to hear. How did you get your job with DreamWorks Animation?
Well, I had done several films with Jeffrey Katzenberg, and so when he decided to start DreamWorks Animation, he asked myself and my partner, Sandy Ravens, to start it for him.
That's
so
great.
We started it.
Yeah, that's pretty big of you to do. And what inspired you to make such a beautiful religious film as The Prince of Egypt? Like, who conceived of it?
Who conceived it?
Yeah, and
Steven Spielberg and Jeffrey Katzenberg.
Oh, I didn't know that Spielberg was involved.
And it was the first animated movie DreamWorks made.
Oh, wow. That's really amazing. Yeah, in my opinion, Prince of Egypt, it's definitely, as far as being a classic, it would definitely be on par with other films like Snow White and The Lion King.
Well, I love The Lion King, but I love other DreamWorks and Pixar movies. I'm a real Pixar fan, so.
Yeah, I am too. And what's the secret to making such a masterpiece movie as the film?
Money and time.
Yep. Alrighty.
And a lot of research. I did a lot of research.
Yeah, I had no idea until I saw Prince of Egypt for the first time. I had no idea that the Egyptians used mud and straw to build their houses.
To build their not houses, their pyramids.
Oh, they're pyramids, that's right. Yeah. Yeah, but in any case, that's really interesting because back then we didn't have concrete, and so they had to use what they got, you know?
Right, yeah.
So yeah, what exactly was your role in the production as the producer?
I did everything. As a producer, you work with writers and artists to develop everything you need, and designers, and you just run the teams, and you certainly work very hard with the with the writers and story artists to evolve the story and then put it into production.
Awesome. That sounds like a lot of work.
It was 4 years.
Yeah. Do you know Andy McPhee at all? Or heard of him?
No, who is he?
He's an Australian actor that I'm studying under.
Yeah, I don't know. I'm sorry.
Yeah, no problem. I just thought I'd say for the record that I'm studying under an actor at the moment. Yeah. Were any of the cast members Jewish at all?
because I don't remember any of them were. I mean, certainly the composer, Stephen Schwartz, is Jewish. And all his songs, you know. And boy, we had artists from all over the world, from some huge number of companies that we brought in to make this movie. And if you don't know much about animation, you should just get a sense of it, because it really is a complex and a multi-staged art. But it's an art form, and it's a way to tell a story. And obviously, you know, the Red Sea just looks so much better in drawing than it would have been if we tried to make a live action of it. Anyhow.
Yeah.
But I don't know if any of the cast was Jewish. I just don't know. I know, but everybody else was. I mean, Stephen Schwartz was. Hans Zimmer is. I mean, all the producers are Jewish, except Simon Wells. He wasn't.
Alrighty, makes sense. Have you noticed that Disney has done live action of their animated films lately?
Of course, it's their big thing now.
Yeah, it would be a dream come true for me if I could see a live action Prince of Egypt.
Well, then get on a. I think it's closed down, but it was playing in London, and I don't know what they're doing with it now. But there's a Broadway musical.
Oh, I might need to check that out one of these days. That would be cool. So, how did you guys select the voice actors at all?
You listen to a lot of the actors, but you listen blind. You know what I mean? You get some of the scenes, but you don't see who the actor is. And we try and match it and see what works best.
So you picked the voice actors without knowing who they were at first, right?
Right.
Alrighty, got it. So that's how you guys ended up selecting Sir Patrick Stewart and Steve Martin and other ones as well?
Excuse me, 1 second. I've got to answer this. Can I just put you on? Can you call me right back? Okay?
Okay, no problem. How long is it going to be?
10 minutes maybe? Okay.
Okay, got it. Alright, so to continue this conversation, and I hope you, by the way, I just want to say good luck in getting more film work offers during this period.
I'm sure I will, but I'm not really that interested in working so hard, so...
Okay.
It's just the way it is.
No problem. Alrighty, so to continue our conversation, what was your reaction when you realized that Ralph Fiennes was selected to voice Ramesses?
What do you mean, what was my reaction? He's a brilliant actor. Just brilliant.
Yeah.
We selected him, and we were thrilled that he accepted the offer.
Yeah, because he's a great actor. He played Lord Voldemort in Harry Potter.
Yes, he's an amazing actor.
Yeah.
He also was the villain in Steven Spielberg's movie.
He also played in DreamWorks' Wallace and Gromit movie as Victor, I believe.
No. I don't think so, but that's all right.
Yeah, but in any case, he's a great actor. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
How did you get Helen Mirren to participate in the production?
Same way as you do with all the actors. You show them why, you invite them over, ask them to listen to your pitch about what the story is going to be, and let them see the role that we want them to play.
Nice. Makes a lot of sense. What was Val Kilmer like to work with?
Well, he's challenging, but he's a wonderful actor.
Yeah. He was perfect for Moses, in my opinion. His voice was booming. It's just perfect.
Yeah, we liked him very much. And Jeff Goldblum. There you go. Jeff Goldblum was Aaron, so he was wonderful.
Yeah, I want to tell you my favorite scene in the entire movie, and it involves Aaron. My favorite scene that I thought was clever was obviously the Red Sea scene, and what I like is that's the part where Aaron literally, for the first time, trusts in Moses, and he exchanges that smile with him, you know?
Mm-hmm.
And then he kind of looks back at the Hebrews as if to say, "Are you guys coming?" You know what I mean?
Yeah. No, it was a well worked out movie. We're very happy with it.
Yeah, you should be. That's a masterpiece, in my opinion. Yeah, earlier this year at Night to Shine, which is a Christian-oriented prom that I went to, I was interviewed by a journalist for my church, and he asked me what my favorite religious film was, and right away I said Prince of Egypt.
Oh, that's good.
Yeah, and what I told them was, I was like, it's a clever retelling of Moses. I'm only sorry that I didn't think of it first. You know what I mean?
Well, I mean, it is based on a book.
Yep, for sure. So yeah, what was the point of the brief introduction scene where it looks like some sort of sound clouds break apart to reveal the sculpture of Seti? What was the point of that?
The point of the introductory scene to the movie?
Yeah, you know the one where it looks like some sand clouds break apart to reveal the sculpture?
Well, not offhand, but the introduction to the movie was about setting up a situation where you have everybody, all the Hebrews working, and then you move to the situation where you have the mother having to give away her son. So
Yeah.
I mean, it's just telling the story.
Alrighty. Makes a lot of sense. It's pretty good. Like, that's a really good introduction, in my opinion.
We liked it.
Yeah. So, yeah, and I can't help but notice that when I watch the movie, and then when I listen to the actual soundtrack, you might need to look on YouTube in order to understand what I'm saying, but the soundtrack kind of sounds a little bit slightly more darker than the movie a little bit. They're still pretty dark, but the soundtrack seems to have a lot more force behind the singing of Deliver Us. You know what I mean?
Yeah, but Deliver Us was our key song, so
Yep.
That's going to be arranged even more strongly outside the movie itself, because you don't have to clear anything for dialogue.
Yeah. Now that makes sense. Makes sense. So yeah, and to tell you what one of my opinions about it, the scene where the Pharaoh's wife is taking in Moses, and then the "Deliver us," that really reminds me of the Lion King with the the circle of life. Like, it's that nostalgic. It's really clever.
Well, I'm glad. I'm glad you appreciated the complexity of the music.
Yeah, There's a lot of songs that remind me of The Lion King, and that's definitely one of them.
Well, it's the same composer, Hans Zimmer.
Ooh, well, that explains everything then. That's awesome. What was Ofra Haza like to work with?
Oh, she was a saint. She was lovely.
Yeah. Is it true that you guys designed Yocheved or Yocheved? How do you pronounce that?
Yocheved.
Yocheved. Is it true that you designed her off of Ofra when you guys selected her?
No.
Okay.
The character was designed already.
Alrighty. Because I heard that rumor on the internet, and I didn't know if it was true or not.
No, I mean, we really loved her, and we're terribly sad when she passed away.
Yeah, that's very tough, and it took place a couple years later, so yeah, that's my condolences on that. So yeah, what was producing the animation like?
Good question to ask. I don't know what you mean by it. It was a lovely movie, and we all enjoyed every step of it. And to start to see it come to life, since you don't really, I don't think you understand the process of animation. But,
yeah.
The characters are designed, and then you record them, and then the animators animate them.
Ah, okay. Now it makes sense. Got it. And I'm glad that you guys enjoyed it, because I'm sure I would have had fun doing it as well. Yeah. So, did Hans Zimmer write the songs for the film, or who wrote the songs?
This is someone I have to take, but I'll put you on hold, okay?
Okay, no problem.
Good morning. If you are interested, there is a book called The Prince of Egypt that you can find that would help you maybe understand, but it's a beautiful book. And there are also books that give you a little sense of what animation is about, like Alchemy of Animation, which was, you just should, it's, the questions you ask really are, I'm not being insulting, I hope, but since you don't know anything about animation, it's harder to understand the answers, I would think. And there's a lot of books on animation that you can get. You can get it, on the Amazon or anything, and it just might be clearer to you what the process is and how much of a very complicated process it is, which is why the movies cost so much, because they're very time-consuming and expensive.
Okay, yeah. Your answers that you're giving me so far are that they will benefit me, but yeah, you're probably right. I should probably read that book as well. You know what I mean?
Well, as I said, The Alchemy of Animation is probably the simplest one, and it was written by Don Hahn.
And he's the producer of Beauty and the Beast and the Disney movies,
yes.
Right?
Yeah, he's done a lot of producing, and he wrote a really great book. The making of an animated film, it just makes it, will make it easier for you to even understand the process.
Okay. Yeah, I'll have to look that up when we're done with this, but yeah, I'm going to look into that for my ongoing project that I mentioned. So yeah, after that, my next question is, who came up with the scene where Moses parted the Red Sea in such an extreme and epic fashion? Who came up with that?
Well, it's in the Bible, And the artists just went to town on it. They designed this amazing the water and splitting the water and seeing the fish on either side. That's what artists do, is they come up with these great ideas. And it is rarely one person who does everything. It's almost always a collaboration.
Ah, got it. So it takes multiple people. That makes a lot of sense. I've been involved in numerous projects where I've collaborated with people, so I know exactly what you mean. Yeah. So what inspired the chariot racing scene? Did anything in the Bible do that, or no?
No, but the two leads play brothers, and it's like drag racing.
Yep, because back then you didn't have cars, you had horses and chariots.
Right.
Got it. Was it intentional that the statues of the Pharaoh looked similar to Patrick Stewart, or was that, or
no?
No. Okay. Alrighty. What was recording the song "When You Believe" like?
Well, it's just an incredible, beautiful song, and we recorded it in like 30 languages. It was just fabulous. I mean, I just love that song. It was written by Stephen Schwartz, and he was inspired by the sound of Jewish music and prayer.
That's really fantastic. I have to admit to you, a few years back when I was in high school, I kind of went through a little bit of a rough spot that I recently published a book on. And when I graduated, I was kind of on my last second chance with my school because of certain circumstances. And the moment I walked across the football field to get my diploma, the song that was stuck in my head was "When You Believe." I'm not kidding you. Yeah.
Well, that's nice. We're finding most synagogues play it during Passover every year.
That's great. Yeah. Good to hear. Was there a screenplay for this story before the production started? And if so, how much of it was in the film, if you can remember?
Well, there was a screenplay, and we used most of it.
Cool. So, what was seeing Steve Martin and Martin Short sing "Playing with the Big Boys" now like?
What do you mean?
Did you witness or watch Steve Martin and Martin Short sing their song "Playing with the Big Boys" now?
Yes, I was there.
What were they like when they were doing it? Were they enjoying it?
They were having a good time. They were having a good time, and it was a fun song. And, yeah.
I have a funny story to tell you about that song if you want to hear it.
Sure.
When I was a toddler, whenever I watched a movie, I didn't sing a lot of the songs of the main protagonists. Like, the bad guy songs are so catchy that those were the songs that were stuck in my head. And my brother, whenever I was singing "Playing with the Big Boys" now during Bible study, Harrison was like, "Doug, that's the bad guy's song, He was trying to say, sing good guy songs, you know what I mean?
Well, yeah.
Yeah, the songs are so catchy that they get stuck in your head, you know what I mean?
Well, but in this case, there was a lot of songs that got stuck in my head.
Yeah, for sure. And as I grew into a teenager, I started appreciating the impact that Prince of Egypt left on me, and now I like all the songs equally. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So, what's your most favorite song out of all the ones in the film?
Will You Believe?
Yep, that's what I thought it would be. And I'm with you on that. That's probably the best one out of all of them. I agree with you. Yeah. So, who came up with the idea of making Ramesses and Moses brothers in this story?
We did. We all did. You know, we worked together to come up with ideas. It's very hard to give. Unlike live action, it's really hard to just pin something on one person.
Yeah, okay. Got that in my head now. It was entirely a collaboration. And it's a pretty clever collaboration, I'll say. Like, it's really a classic.
Well, I'm glad you feel that way. It's lovely. I love it. And it's probably one of my favorite movies.
Yep, and it's definitely one of my favorites. In fact, about a year ago on my Facebook profile, I added Prince of Egypt to my favorite movies list on there to show everybody the impact it had on me.
Oh, that's nice.
Were you involved in the production of Joseph, King of Dreams at all, or no?
Yes, I did. I was the producer of Joseph, King of Dreams.
Yeah, I have to be honest with you. That was another film I liked as well. And a couple years ago when I was in my rough spot, there was a night where I was contemplating on overdosing on sleeping pills. And what happened was I had the pills in my hand ready to take them and end my misery. And this was probably divine, but the song that started playing on my radio, believe it or not, was You Know Better Than I. And once I heard that song, that talked me out of suicide, and I put the pills away. Yep.
Wow.
So that song.
I feel good about that. I feel good about that. I'm glad you were able to do that.
Yep, and that song, that had such an impact on me growing up that convinced me to put the pills away, and I was ready to push through my struggles, which I have,
Yeah.
So that song probably saved my life.
Well, really, I'm glad to hear that.
Yeah. So yeah, what was the reception of the film like when it was released theatrically?
Well, everybody loves that movie, so for us it was joyous because we were finished.
Yep, that's reaping the rewards, you know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So what was the reason that Joseph, King of Dreams was not released theatrically?
It was never intended for theatrical release. It was always designed for a direct-to-video.
Okay, got it. Makes sense. Yeah, I didn't know much about direct-to-video until about a year ago when I started researching for my project. And I was quite surprised to see that a lot of the sequels I grew up with, like The Return of Jafar and Aladdin 3 and a lot of others, were not released theatrically. And I was like, oh. I was a little bit surprised by that, but now I'm starting to learn. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But yeah, Joseph is a pretty good production as well. I really like that one as well.
Oh, good. I enjoyed it. And especially, I'm a real music person, so I love the music that comes out of these things.
Yeah, and I hope you're proud by the fact that the song saved my life, probably.
Well, that really is wonderful.
Yeah, and That took place around early 2016 when my parents were in the middle of a separation, and that kind of made my year a little bit depressing. But by the next year, I started emerging from my rough spot, and 2018, I had the greatest year of my life.
Oh, good. Listen, I'm getting a little behind on my things that I have to do this morning. So if you have a question that's very important for you to ask, please do.
Yeah, no problem. I do have more questions to ask, but if you'd like, we can do the rest of them maybe in a follow-up interview. Does that work?
That would be fine, yeah, because I've got to get something done this morning.
I understand. So I'll just I'll ask one last question, and then we'll do the rest of them some other time when we're both available. All right?
Okay, yeah.
So my last one for this particular one was, which song was the hardest to produce out of all of them, if there was a hard one?
Well, it's the same thing. It's When You Believe, because it's everybody singing their individual parts, and then you have everybody singing together, and then you also have the Hebrew prayer in the middle. So it's a lot of work.
Yeah, especially in a foreign language, but that's pretty cool. Yeah. Alrighty, so thank you for letting me know about all this. We'll talk again some other time, and just to reward you for your efforts, if you send me your address, I'll send you a copy of my screenplay, alright? That I wrote, based on Moses.
Okay, sounds good.
Alrighty.
Alright, take care, Doug.
Take care, and see you some other time.
Yeah, bye-bye.
Bye. Alrighty. Cool. Hey, followers. I hope all of you enjoyed my interview. It was good, even though it had to be paused several times, but it was good. And now, for your entertainment, I'm going to conclude this video in special Prince of Egypt fashion.